Warning, this podcast contains bees.
No. Bees!
A lot of me.
A lot of you?
Hello everyone, and welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast for Sleepy Hollow Season 3, Episode 6, This Red Lady from Caribee. Caribee? I'm your host, Cleo. With me I have Dom.
Hi, I'm back.
And Kim. They're back! Yay!
Woo!
Welcome back, guys.
Yeah, so last week was interesting.
Yes.
There was people on it that I don't know who they were.
Oh, Bones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of sad that I missed that episode.
Yeah.
For the podcast, that is. But
it was nice having Nikki on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that she got to come in and fill in a side of it that really the three of us are not familiar with. And it just so happened to fall on me and B, a.k.a. Kim's vacation. So,
yeah.
It worked out.
If y'all left me alone, I would have just...
cried.
I would have cried.
Fetal position and cried.
Oh, God.
Why'd they leave me?
I didn't expect as much, I guess, story to go into that episode for whatever reason. And I was pleasantly surprised for the Sleepy Hollow portion of it.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, I liked it. I thought it was a good episode. I don't think they played a huge part, but I mean, it was story bound. I thought it was just gonna be like a fluff episode. It wasn't.
Yeah, I really expected a fluff episode, and then it just it came right back into the plot, and it ended, and it's like, wow, there's the rose, and then we go into this episode, and we actually find out what the roses are.
Yeah, speaking of it not being,
a monster.
Fluff, we've had a rose an episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's been no filler.
No.
There hasn't been. Not one.
It's been fantastic.
I mean, it seemed like filler, some of it, because it's like, oh, here's the tooth fairy, and we're like, okay.
They have an interesting way of throwing, filter moments in episodes that have substance.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think is really good. I mean, that makes you sit there and okay, so you have a moment of, well, this monster doesn't make sense, but yet now it does make sense.
Right.
It makes show sense.
Yes, it makes show sense.
So this last creature that Pandora has let out of the box is the Red Lady, and she's a bee lady.
She is.
I didn't see that one coming.
No. I just remember her swarming and assembling, and I was actually over Nikki's house watching it with her, because I was like, I really need to do some catch up. She's like, go ahead. So we watched it, and she was just like, those are eyes.
Yeah, I thought that was really strange.
She had bug eyes.
Yeah. It's just she looked like a normal person with bug eyes.
Yeah.
She had a giant bug, I guess.
Yeah. I thought I was confused because she said that this last rose was the fear of fear itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
Paranoia.
I don't get how the Red Lady embodied fear itself. She's...
It was a bite of paranoia. It was a poison I guess, but I
So paranoia is fear itself. Okay.
Yeah, paranoia. It's fearing the unknown. So it's that you become paranoid. It was pretty much what it was.
And I guess I just in general, insects are probably the thing people are the most phobic about. Because whether it's bees or spiders or
bees.
Even though spiders technically aren't insects for all you people
they
out
are
there.
Bugs.
They're still looped into the bug category.
Arachnids are still bugs.
Yeah.
It's still, arachnophobia. You still got a very large amount of people that are afraid of spiders. Yeah. I mean, even I, who am not afraid of bugs in general, and I've been around spiders and all kinds of crap, when it gets down to the thought process, I'm like, I don't want this thing to bite me.
Yeah.
I mean, bees.
Well, to me, I don't want this thing crawling on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when there's a horde of them or a swarm of them.
I should be like emotionally scarred from bees, because I've had like the worst incidents with bees in my life. Like I remember as a child, you know those like bug houses that you like trap insects in and watch them.
Mm-hmm.
I remember trapping a bee in one of those things while it was on a flower, and that luckily I didn't get stung that time, but I remember getting screamed at from my father for playing playing with a bee. And then at work, like we dealt with the cardboard dumpsters, the trash dumpsters all the time, and bees love to live in those, and I would get stung maybe 4 or 5 times a week, just throwing trash out. It was absolutely awful. But the all-time kicker was I went to Vermont when I was like 8 years old with my grandparents. They had a like a mobile home down there that they'd go on the weekends, and they'd like property. So I remember going hiking in the woods with my grandfather, who is allergic to bees, mind you. And I stepped on an underground bee's nest. And there were like a swarm of 100 bees around me, just flying, and I'm swinging and kicking and just everything you're not supposed to do. And
because it's reactionary.
And my grandfather ran into the swarm and like grabbed me and pulled me out and back to the trailer. Luckily, he didn't get stung at all. I only got stung 4 times. 3 of which were in my leg. And then as a reaction of this, later on, we went to a mini golf go-kart place, and I was 8 years old. I was driving the go-kart, and the bee sting, it started really hurting, and I was putting pressure on it, which was also putting pressure on the gas, and I drove through a wall in the go-kart, broke through the wall, went through the gas, and stopped about a foot short of the highway.
Wow. That's a long story.
Yes. So, in short, in long, bees are terrible.
Yeah, and I had, like, when Abbie was in the swarm and when Ichabod, killed the lady, neither of them, if I were them, I would have gone, ooh.
Yeah.
Had the wooglies, oh,
that
God.
whole thought process of
neither of them, shivered or anything. They just bossed that one out.
I mean, they've dealt with a lot worse than bees.
I know, but there's something just, creepy crawly about it.
I think sometimes it's just an automatic reaction to think of something. You're when you're dealing with bugs, even if it's one bug, but that many of them, you're going to get a little, even if you're not afraid of bugs or have any issues or with things like that, your skin starts to crawl. It's just, I think it sometimes is a normal reaction to just be like, ugh.
I don't know, because I'll feel something crawling on me, and I won't freak out, but I'll look at it, and I'll be like, oh, that's an ant, and I'll just flick it off, and then it's a spider, I'll be like, oh, that's a spider, and then I'll slap the spider and kill it. But I feel like if I was in a dark tunnel crawling through and I have no clue what bugs are on me, then I'd probably freak out a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it just depends on the person and the situation. I mean, just this past weekend, it's hilarious and funny. We were walking down the street and there was a bee on my cheek, apparently. I just kind of brushed it off, and it went on my arm, and I brushed it off my arm, and I was like, what? It didn't sting me, so I don't know what was going on with it, but yeah.
Bees. Yeah. Yeah, so they caused, weird, crazy paranoia.
Yeah.
And Daniel gets bit, too.
Yeah.
He says a little more than I think he
had some choice words.
Wanted to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I found it interesting that Abbie was just you didn't say anything I didn't already know.
Right. I mean, she was very kind of calm and, she was more, I guess collected is a better term. She was more collected through the incident because she knows what's going on with him, at least. At the time may not have had the exact cure or, the means to the cure, but she knew that he wasn't himself to kind of let it slide.
Mm-hmm.
But you also have to think okay, so even though he's been stung and you already had this paranoia, this means this paranoia, they already have those questions. This paranoia is only, your worries are only being pushed by this.
Mm-hmm.
So all of this still was in his head already originally. This is just being pushed now to the surface.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely want to see where this transpires now that he's said all these weird, these words and these fears, and obviously a little bit of a romance situation there. So, is he going to literally sit in that place where we have a romance going on between him and Abbie?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I just want to, because I wasn't on the episode last week, and now we're on the topic of romance. Cleo, did you, because I know you're the one that says, like, oh, I don't ever really see it, but did you see them really trying to push the relationship, like an actual relationship between Abbie and Ichabod during the Bones episode?
Yeah, and I wanted
Totally.
to vomit.
Yeah.
Because she's just like, I found having a relationship with my partner to be a rewarding experience. I'm like, shut the fuck up, Bones. I don't give a shit.
Because I was like, I always see like these little subtle things, and Cleo was like, no, she just, no, it's not. That's not what it is at all. But like this one was just so in your face that you couldn't miss it. So I wanted to hear
Bones being socially awkward weirdo projecting is what it is.
Yeah, no, I know.
But I mean, it's the truth. Like I've said this before with with shows, which I think is hilarious and funny because you always have like this. Oh, so eventually you're gonna see maybe those get together. Though this is for the once, and I think I know I'm not the only one. I don't want to really see it. Like this is not a couple I want to see happen.
It doesn't feel natural at all.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, you have those spit little moments where you're like, oh, they're being cute, but.
I'm gonna say I'm not against it. But where they are right now, no. If some stuff transpires over the course and kind of evolves naturally, yes.
No, because you see what happens is Abbie's going to get her angel boyfriend back. And
Orion?
Orion. That's what's going to happen.
Crane was already jealous of Orion last time he was around.
I know. So. Well, that was because Abbie was lying about him to Crane.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The bigger issue there. Anyway, Orion's not... I just have this sinking feeling Orion's never coming back. That's it.
That's just a weird thing to throw in and then just be like...
I know.
I don't think it's done. I think when the show was on the break, it was almost pretty much announced that they were not renewing it. And the director dropped off, and, or was it the producer? I don't remember the exact. And the show almost died, and I did not think season 3 was happening this year. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they're just like, nope, we got a new director, we're doing this, we got that. And I was like, oh, it's coming back. So I feel like a couple of the actors, especially the one-off characters like Orion and stuff, and possibly even the archaeology dude from last season.
Nick.
I think it may have just Nick. I think they may have just been like, oh, okay, let's go find other work. So it may have been like a thing. So maybe they're not available for the season, and then they'll be able to write them back if the show does come back for season 4.
That'd be nice.
Maybe towards or maybe even towards the end, leading into what may happen in the future season.
Yeah.
Season 4, Heaven vs. Hell.
Bam.
This is going to be fantastic.
Done.
Though, now that we know that the concept of the tree and the opening of the thing leads to the gate of possible of hell, we may be leading into something about that earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's interesting. I did not connect that. That's good. But yeah, she gets the flowers and opens the door, and it's a staircase. And then it shuts, and it's like, oh, well, that was that.
Yeah, and then it just pops to another scene, and I was like...
Yeah. It's like, you're not going to try to cut the tree down? You're not going to try anything else?
Then it was the weirdest transition ever. I was like, what just happened?
Yeah.
I immediately got, like, a Lost Girl flash, where I was like, you got to cut the tree down now.
Yeah. Good show. I love that show, by the way.
Yeah. But yes, presumably she's in the underworld. That's the conclusion they came to.
Right.
If we continue to go with this mythology, and that's what we look at. Yeah, most of trees in that situation, like they said, Yggdrasil. So what they said. It's a gateway to the underworld.
Mm-hmm.
So. And as we know, in all of mythology, not just Greek, we know that now it's she was under in this case.
She's Sumerian.
Yeah.
Sumerian, right? It still goes to the thing that Pandora was attached to the underworld.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
That's what we're getting here, most likely.
Yeah,
Yes.
Pandora is really the story I'm interested in. I don't care so much about these 6 other random creatures that showed up. And, yeah, they're all tied together to create plot, the flower and the tree and all that, but I'm really just interested in Pandora herself. And
I mean,
now that this is done, this tree thing, and we've gotten what she needs out of it, maybe we'll actually start developing her a bit more.
I would really like that. Because
Yeah,
she
me
even
too.
says, she's like, letting them out was the easy part, but you guys took care of the cleanup for me, so thanks.
Yeah, I mean that's the funny thing is because they're cute. They're saying that this is portrayal of them being the bad guys.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
So
well, she called them the destroyers, not necessarily
Yeah.
that they were intentionally antagonistic.
Yeah. It's a them trying to fix the things could possibly do the opposite of what they're trying to do.
Right.
I think is what I'm getting as the path there.
Which I think we've kind of already seen because they've basically helped her a little bit.
Unintentionally.
Indirectly, yeah. But I mean, I feel like she would have done this anyway, but they just like expedited the process that they took care of the monster so that she could move on to the next one.
Right, but if she's releasing these to bloom the tree and everything, and then she's like, oh, that would have that saved me the time of having to clean it up. Why does she want it cleaned up? Like, so what is her endgame goal? Is it not to destroy things?
Well, I think she's trying to free something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so is she really necessarily evil? Because, like, if this was Moloch, for example, and he was trying to do whatever he's doing, he would just let these things out and not worry about the cleanup.
Well, because Moloch's plan was to destroy everything.
Right.
So
if she's trying to let out a character like Hades probably wouldn't want to destroy everything. He would want to rule everything.
Right.
Yeah.
So he would want the people around to lord over.
That's was my thought process. Was that I was thinking, like a Hades character of some sort, being if it is attached to the underworld, is like as all assumptions go, it would be someone super powerful from the underworld.
Yeah.
And yeah, in that case, anyway, as we know with anything like the devil or Hades or anything in that sense, they don't want the world gone. They want to manipulate. They want to use the world to their advantage. It's not about destroying; it's about ruling. Exactly.
Yeah.
So.
And that kind of relates to what Pandora was saying about her outfit. Like, she dolled up all nice for this, and she's like, at first the vibe I got was you got to look good for the apocalypse, but it now that I'm thinking about it, doesn't sound like that. It sounds like a changing of the world, not an ending of it.
Yeah.
That she wants to look good for.
That was the vibe I was getting too.
Yeah.
Or she was getting pretty for someone.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
Pandora.
maybe she wants to,
Pandora.
look good for Hades.
Yeah, it's Pandora.
Pandora. The Pandora.
Pandora and Pandora.
Dom, I thought of you when it was Abbie who figured out the mystery this episode, and not Crane. And it was a flashback to the past that Crane had no knowledge of.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was her side of her family and not what he had been through himself.
Yeah, it was her ancestor.
Yeah, no, it was really nice to see, some more of that from Abbie, because it's always Crane.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's always Crane.
Always Crane solving everything.
Oh, now I'm forgetting her ancestor's name. I just should have wrote it down.
Oh god, I didn't write that down either.
I'm like, I know her name. We're fine.
That lady.
Yeah, yeah, that's her name. That lady.
That lady.
I've always loved her character. Like, even before we knew she was related to Abbie and Jenny.
Right.
And to see her again, it's like, oh my gosh, you're back.
We haven't seen her in a while now.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been at least a season and a half.
If
not a full season.
I think it's been a full season. Because it was in the middle of season 2. I think when we last saw her. Because there was
in the middle
stuff.
Of season 2, then that's like a
season ago.
Half a season.
Yeah. We're in season 3.
Yeah, so that was
we're halfway.
Half of season 2 would be about half,
Yeah, but we're halfway through season 3.
I was like,
so
we're halfway through
season
season
ago.
3, yeah.
Oh yeah, technically we are.
Technically, it was like a season ago. Anyway.
I'm used to shows having like 24 episodes now.
Math. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't take that into consideration. I feel like we're halfway through.
Yeah, we're only 6 episodes in.
This was a very climactic, episode. It was
really
all the episodes were leading up to this point where it's now we're pushing past these weird monsters that were all meaning to lead into this.
Right.
Yeah.
So it is like what would feel like a mid episode.
Yeah, and it feels like she's reached her goal, but we don't know what her goal is, so it's just like a stepping point for the rest of her plan.
Yeah, exactly. Like, is there more to her plan? Like, yes, this unlocked the staircase, but then like B said, we had the awkward transition thing. Maybe it's because there's more to it.
Yeah, I feel like this is hardly even step 1. Like this is
like a multiple step stuff.
Yeah, like this is pre steps. Now
she opened the door.
Yeah,
we're gonna start to see the hell start to break loose.
She's gotta do something to turn the light
Literally.
on.
How do we get the power back to hell?
Souls.
That'd do it.
Yeah. See, now all of this is all really making me think that we're gonna start seeing, Orion and the angels. Like, we're gonna start seeing the angel stuff come back.
That'd be so nice.
If what we're saying, what we're thinking is going to start transpiring, it's leading to that.
Yeah.
I'm really, really hoping, but I'm very, very doubtful at the same time.
Me too. Time shall tell.
I don't want to get my hopes
thinking.
up.
Yeah, I know. Like we were doing some of the other shows.
Yeah. But on another note, Jenny absorbs this red gem thing. That was really interesting.
I knew there was a reason why that guy put a glove on first.
Yeah.
And as soon as she stuck her hand in his pocket, I went, oh, shit.
Yeah. I don't think she'll ever touch anything with bare hands again.
And when they went to the store to get that stuff, and the guy went into full bleh.
Yeah, grabbed her hand and was speaking demonic, and I was just like, what the hell just happened?
The powers that be were speaking through him.
See, this is when having Nick around. Wait, what is Corbin's son's name? Is it also Nick?
Oh, it's Joe.
Oh, Joe. Okay.
It's Joe.
Yeah.
Biddy Corbin, as I call
him. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but this is when having Nick from last season around would be more beneficial, because then he would be like, don't do, and then she'd do it anyway.
Yeah, with Joe around, Joe is kind of like,
he's just there for the ride.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he wants to get the stuff as bad as she does.
Yeah.
I think he's almost a bad influence.
Yeah, that's what it is.
They bad influence each other.
She's lost the voice of reason.
Yeah, exactly.
She's going to have to become the voice of reason.
He's like, yeah, and he's like, let's do this, and she's like,
yeah, that sounds like a brilliant, not stupid idea.
Mm-hmm.
There's no one to stop them. It's just like, go.
So that's going to be really interesting. Do you remember what exactly her friend said? It's like your fate has changed.
Yeah, your fate has changed, and it was some crazy. It's basically you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Something you've done, the path you're on is going to lead you to ruin, kind of thing.
Right.
Mm.
And she goes right along and continues doing her stupid stuff. And so it's obvious this whole crystal absorbing thing is going to be a whole nother mess. Now, whether it's going to somehow be her own story, or is it going to embed itself into what's going on with Pandora?
Yeah. I think it's going to cross paths. I feel like that artifact being important right now is not a coincidence.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so either.
I don't even remember what it was called. Do you remember what it was called?
Anubis's, I don't remember what the shard, yeah.
Yes,
and there again,
Shard
you're
of
going
Anubis.
back into mythology-ish, concepts with Egyptian. So it's all playing
What if
together.
she's freeing Anubis?
Whoa.
She's trying to free Anubis.
That's a whole other case. But that is, again, that would make sense. Anubis is the guardian of the dead.
Yeah, the dead.
Like, gate of, like, the gate is, the gates in Egyptian lore. So, yeah, it definitely would make sense. And again, that puts it into all of this mythology and all of these different countries, Greece, Egyptian, and all this other stuff, means that they're all have base to them. That all of this stuff has, there is the real, more or less, in this world. So it kind of goes back to the same concepts. And, obviously in Supernatural, we have all of these same deities all riding in together, and they're living within the world. So that's what we're getting here as well, just in a different concept.
Right.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm so excited. I got chills.
I need to go put on another sweater.
I got one back here. Next episode is called The Art of War. I wonder if it's going to have anything to do with that Chinese philosopher who wrote The Art of War.
Oh my God!
I was just looking at that book in Barnes and Nobles yesterday. I can't remember.
I can't.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, Sun Tzu. Yeah.
When Reynolds heads back to DC to discuss developments in the Nevins case, Abbie is left in command. Jenny and Joe deal with unexpected consequences as a result of stealing the shard, which leaves both the lives of the heroes and Abbie's career in great peril.
Dun, dun, dun.
Why do you even put Abbie's career when their lives are in danger?
Right. Right. Is the career really that important?
Meanwhile, a new, more dangerous evil force is revealed.
Oh, we're gonna see what she's been cooking up.
Good.
And now that I think about it, the fact that the guy who wanted the shard knew not to touch it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the fact that he knew means he's probably working with some other supernatural force, whether it's Pandora or somebody else,
or a group that's aware of the supernatural. One
situation,
of the two.
Yeah, something. Yeah. I mean, he definitely. I don't see that we did not. This is not the last of him that we're going to see.
Definitely not.
I definitely feel like that. Not to mention they were trying to walk off with Joe, so it wasn't just a full. I mean, he gave him what he wanted. Everything was being passed on like the way it was. He was trying to be like, okay, so here's your money. This is your inheritance. That's pretty much what he said.
Yeah.
And so, but he still wanted Joe. Now the question was, why did he still want Joe? So yeah, I definitely see that we're going to see more of him.
Yeah. I agree. So Dom, where can the people find you?
You can find me down below at Phenomenon, PHENOMEDOM.
And I'm Dom. And Kim, where can people find you?
At HUFFITY, PUFFITY.
And you can find me at Clio Moto on the socials and on Twitch at the Clio Moto. And you can find all of us at ASOTV Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Google+, and right here on YouTube. Follow us for some more podcasts from some of your favorite TV shows. Mike was trying to pick up the slack.
Yeah.
Did he MySpace? So you know. Did he cough? Did he cough too?
Yep. Hold your bag. Until next week. Bye.
Bye.
I'm gonna go invest in a bug zapper. Too many bees.
What a break.
Oh god.